What if I told you that being poor is actually more expensive than being wealthy? That sounds unfair, right? But when you actually break it down, the numbers tell an actual painful truth, from higher interest rates on loans to paying more for everyday necessities. It kind of feels like the system is built to keep people struggling. So how does the cycle actually work? And more importantly, how can you break out of it? Welcome back to Dynamics of the Dollar, your go-to channel for mastering your money and building a brighter financial future. Today, I'm going to be laying out all of the points as to why it costs more to be poor. Stick around to the end of this video where I'm going to be providing some guidance on how to break free from the cycle. First, let's talk about the interest trap. People with lower credit scores have to pay higher in interest rates. For example, a high interest payday loan where you take out $1,000 could end up costing you $1,500 over the long run. Wealthier individuals, because of their better credit scores, have access to lower interest rates, saving them thousands of dollars. If getting ahead financially starts with access to affordable credit, how can someone in poverty even begin? So the second point here is living paycheck to paycheck costs more. Without savings, emergencies forces people that aren't as wealthy into making tough decisions like utilizing credit cards, payday loans, or even overdraft fees. Bulk purchasing sometimes also isn't an option for those who can only afford to make smaller purchases. A 2022 study found that 57% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency expense with their savings. So why do everyday essentials like groceries or rent seem to cost more for those who are already struggling? So let's talk about the poverty premium on goods and services. People in lower income brackets don't have access to competitive pricing. They pay more for essentials like groceries due to the lack of the ability to purchase in bulk. And they're typically stuck with older, less energy efficient appliances, which cost them more money in their energy or gas or electricity bills. So as an example, a single mother in a food desert might spend more on convenience store groceries instead of someone that is purchasing in bulk at a big box retail store. And for those who don't know, a food desert is basically where grocery stores are really far and few between, so they're not easy to get to for a lot of people. So if saving money is harder when you're poor, what can possibly be done to make progress? Which brings most people to missing the opportunities to build wealth. Those that are living paycheck to paycheck can't invest in retirement funds or savings accounts, home ownership, or education. Those are the very tools that build long-term wealth. Without these things, they miss out on compound interest and other wealth building opportunities. Home ownership rates for the lowest income households are nearly 50% lower than those of middle income earners. So how do we start breaking out of these barriers? First of all, for those stunning individuals who have stuck around to the end of this video, thank you. And that tells me one of two things. You used to be poor and you get it. Or two, you are poor, but you set your ego aside to join along. The next tips are for you. Build your savings $1 at a time. Start very small. Automate this process, even if it's just $10 a paycheck. Set it aside and forget about it. This is how you start accumulating your wealth. Seek financial education. Knowledge is so powerful when it comes to finances. No one ever succeeds alone. And if they tell you that they have, they're lying to you. There are resources everywhere. Public libraries, online courses, or this free YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. And lastly, apply what you learn. You're going to make mistakes, and that's going to happen. It's almost unavoidable. I know it's scary because I've been there, but there is so much success on the other side of fear. Just take that leap. The cycle of poverty isn't easy to break. If it was, then everyone would be doing it. But every single small decision you make, every dollar you save, can make a world of difference. The truth is that understanding the reality of the way the system is built is the first step to breaking out of that. Comment your questions below or DM me on Instagram I am more than happy to help if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week.